Yo, what's going on, man? What it is, it's your boy Monday from My Mixtapes, man, and we got another episode tonight. But tonight we got a special guest, man, from the West Coast, man. CNG. What's going on, baby?
What's going on, man? It's been a long time. I know we've been chopping it up for a little while, so.
Yeah, for sure,
Glad to be here, for sure. I appreciate that.
Glad to have you, man. How you feeling?
Man, bro, I'm blessed. I'm gonna keep it real. Motherfucker hungover right now. I've been going crazy these past 3 months, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shows.
You been moving around, man.
Yeah, we've been touring around and shit, going crazy, man. So, shout out to fans. I'm blessed, man. I can't complain, you know what I mean? We eating good, family good, so.
Can't complain about that.
It's a blessing, man. Yeah, for sure, yeah.
That's real. Yeah. So what's been the best show? What's been one of the ones that stuck with you?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real, man. Like, we had a show last night in LA. That was going crazy, man. Like, they all go crazy.
That was your people right there too.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I feel like every show it just keeps getting, like, I feel the energy more and more.
Yeah.
But I'll keep it real. I just came back from Arkansas maybe 3 weeks ago. And, obviously, like, I know, my fan base is majority on the West Coast, but man, Arkansas shows some love, man. Like, for real, man. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I used to live in Indiana when I was a little kid for like 2-3 years. So, like, when I went to Arkansas, it kind of reminded me of back, back there, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a little bit, it's in the South and shit, so I loved it, you know what I'm saying? Like, and the people out there, man, they show so much love, man. They treated me good, It was a
vibe.
Yeah, man, like, I could get used to this touring shit for sure. You know what I mean? Like, shout out to fans, man. I love y'all all across, everywhere, for real, man. Yeah. Can't wait to come to your city.
You think that that's the best part of rap? You like the performing part?
Yeah, I love it, man. Like, that's the best. That's like I feel like that's like after all the hard work, the studio's late night, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I've been in the studio like for 2 weeks till like 5-6 a.m. You know what I mean? Working on this album and shit. So I feel like when we finally, we record a certain amount of songs and, we scrap a lot of them too, it's bangers only, you know what I mean? So when we finally put out that music and when we see the fans resonate with that and they just kind of, they going crazy, man. They crying and shit, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, that shit touched my soul, man.
How it make you feel when you see a fan cry? Like, when they see you, they crying, like.
Man, it make me feel like, I'm gonna keep it real, man. That shit, it's just like something I can't even explain. You know what I mean? Like, when what you do, like kind of like touches somebody like that deep, and helps them out. It's just something you can't really explain. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. So, bro, it's beautiful. You know what I mean? It's beautiful, especially after all the hard work, after all the shit like we've been through. It's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out my fans. I love you guys for real, man.
That's tough. What would you say is the craziest place you saw a fan? Like you said, you was in Arkansas and they showed you love. What was this place like? Damn, I ain't even no fans that know me right here.
Man, like, I was in this one time I was like at this like super white bar, you know what I mean? Like, just like, shout out my white folks too. Shit. I thought nobody knew me there, so I thought I was Gucci, you know what I mean? And like, cause you the more fame you get, you want to be more low key. You a little paranoid and shit, you know? So, I thought I was Gucci and everything, and like this, person that I would never thought listened to my music, you know what I mean? He just came up talking about like, man, I helped him so much and all type of shit. Like, like, it's crazy. Like, I feel like this year, like, I could see the growth, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, I pop out at a liquor store or something like real quick, right there, in the city or whatever, man. I pop out real quick, back in the day, they wouldn't even know, like, really who, 1 or 2 people, you know what I'm saying? Right. But now I be going in the store, bro, like, at least 5, 10, 15 people, like, I can see the progression, you know what I mean? Like, man, it's crazy, bro. And then, it's kind of like, oh, wow, I'm doing something right, you know what I mean? So, I feel honored, I'm blessed by, thank God, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, I pray, bro, you know what I'm saying? I pray for this shit, like, I've been praying since I was a little kid, like, you know what I mean? Like, I was raised that way, like, I'm real, like, Mexican and shit. So, like, my mama and shit, like, she always told me, like, reza, mijo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, pídale Diosito te va a cuidar, you know what I mean? Like, he gonna take care of you, And I always pray for you. My auntie and shit, like, they pray for me, you know what I mean? So it's like, you know, I got a lot of heart, bro. Like, you know, my mama would always tell me too, like, you know, shout out my pops, you know, like I only met him one time, but he in Mexico, like, with my real pops, you know what I'm saying? But I met him one time and she would always tell me like, yeah, you got your heart from your daddy. Like, he for sure got so much heart, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. I feel like I was destined for this shit. You know what I mean?
How did it feel when you met your father for the first time? Like, what was that feeling? How old were you?
Man, I was like 12 years old.
What? So you kind of remember that?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. You know, I teared up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, growing up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shout out my stepdad. You know, I love him to death too. You know what I mean?
And that's a real role you got to face, bro. Like, a lot of people got to respect.
God, like, I respect him so much because, you know, he took that responsibility.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
a big responsibility, bro.
Yeah, like, he ain't have to do that. So,
right.
you know, he know what it is with me. Like, that's like my best friend right there. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I seen like my real pops, you know, for the first time, like I was like 12 years old. It's something I can't explain really. Like, you know, motherfucker got goosebumps and shit. Like, man, like this my father, bro.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, I was always a child. Like,
you went to Mexico?
I was confused and shit when I was little. You know what I mean? Like, I was like lost. You know what I mean? I never really had that like real father figure. So when I finally met him, it's kind of like, man, that shit really touched me. You know what I mean? But, you know, shout out my pops, man. I still, you know, tap in with them.
Yeah,
they see me, bro. You know, my family out there in Mexico, they be, you know, my brother and shit, you know, they be tapping in with me. My abuelita, you know, be like, they're like, damn, mijo, like, what the fuck? Like, you really him. Yeah, you really doing your shit. Like, they proud of me. So, you know, I do it for them, man. Like, at the end of the day, man, you know, I just do it for my family, man. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I do it for, man. It's for myself and my family. So I ain't really worried about no other shit.
Yeah,
you know? That's my code right there.
That's real. Tell us about who is CNG. Like, if for a fan that didn't know and wanted to know, how would you describe yourself?
Like, what does CNG mean, or like how would I describe myself?
Yourself in general.
Man, like, I don't know, bro. Like I said, I got a lot of heart.
Yeah.
You know, but sometimes I feel like people take that for weakness. You know what I'm saying?
Do.
Like, I show a lot of, like, you know, if you know me personally, like, you know, all my dogs and shit, all my brothers and shit, like, they know, bro, like, anything they need, like, I got them, bro, like, 24/7. You can call me whenever, bro. Like, whatever you need a place to stay. You need, man, you know, it's like, and when I meet my fans too, they be so surprised. You know, I'll show you the DMs right now. Yesterday's show, they're like, God damn, you were so humble.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even have to do all that. I'll take like 15, 20 minutes talking to one fan. You know what I mean? And they like, God damn, like, ain't nobody ever done this before in my life. So
yeah, you real humble.
Yeah,
with it.
bro. Like, I feel like that's my job, though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, you know, this is how I eat. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed by God to say that this is what I'm doing full time. So when I see a fan, it's like, it's my job to give them my time and to make them feel appreciated.
Yeah,
you know
but see, you know, a lot of the times people can't do that though. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people can't just, you know, get in tune with their fans like that. Like, you know.
They can, they just don't choose to.
When they get a little of that, you know, the little of that fame and see how I feel, you know.
That's what I'm saying.
Kind of lead.
They could do it, they just don't choose to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I give a fuck about no fame, man. I'll still be in the hood. I'll still be wherever, you know what I'm saying?
Regular.
In the gutter, whatever, man. Like,
yeah.
I post up at the liquor store, talk to my fans 15, 20 minutes. You know, they know what it is with me, man. Motherfuckers, even motherfuckers that be hating on me, when I meet them, because, you know, like, I don't do that. Like, if somebody, like, do all this, you know what I mean? I don't do all that, like, out in public, you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
But, you know, you motherfuckers that hated on me before, like, they see me, they're like, damn, bro, you a cool motherfucker. Like, hey, my bad on that, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
I don't hold no grudges, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I was raised different, you know? I was raised to never judge a man if you don't know a man, you know? And I was raised to give respect, you know, if you want it. So that's my code, bro, you know what I'm saying? I don't hold no grudges, you know? It is what it is. Everybody raised differently. So all I could do is just stay rid of myself and hold my own, you know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah. How was it going through school? Were you popular? Stayed to yourself?
I'm going to keep it real, bro. I had no bitches. I had no hoes in school. I was mad at all my homies. My homies was pulling them. They was...
So what you was doing? You just going home doing homework? Like,
nah, man. Like, you know, I was with the thugs. You know what I mean?
So you was outside?
Yeah, I was outside, but I was like... Man, my homies was like, you know, they was tatted up already. I had no tats.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They was fly. You know what I mean? Like... You know, some of my homies was hustling. They were making money and shit. So, You know, I was, you know, the bitches was just getting out the homies and shit. I'll get some here and there, you know what I mean? But that's the main thing that got me like, man, the homie, one of the homies, he would pull all the bitches that would just pull up. And like, man, I was like, man, you know what? Whatever. Because I had acne, bro, when I was little. You know what I mean? I had acne and shit. Motherfucker was a little ugly, a little dusty and shit.
You know how that shit be, because I went through the same stage. Everybody got that little stage, you know?
Look.
You down bad?
I'm glad I went through my stage when I was younger than when I'm older, because...
Shout
out my dogs. I love them, man. But you ugly, boy. My dog's is ugly. You know, nah, it's all love. It's all love. But, you know, shit. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know, like, I was into graffiti a lot when I was growing up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I be seeing that you real smooth with it.
Yeah, like, you know, that's like kind of like, you know, my circle that I grew up around. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, some of the homies be banging and shit. Like, you know, it's all love. You know, I know the code, love. You know what I mean? But, you know, me and my circle, like, we was just taggers, bro. You know, we would bust missions and shit. Like, you know, we handle what we got to handle too. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted, because there's some taggers out there that put the business for sure. Hey,
but listen,
you know
though,
so don't get that twisted.
You might go to sleep like one day, right, and look at a wall, ain't got nothing on it, and wake up the next morning and they got some crazy graffiti on there. How do they be doing that?
It's called busting a mission, my boy. You know, like, it's like when you a tagger, like, all right, you want to be in the crew, like, one, you might have to roll up on the ops, and two, you gonna have to for sure put in work with the, you know, because like when you a tagger, like, it's all about, you know, we ain't have shit, you know what I mean, like, so we want that street fame. Who can get the most up? You know what I mean? Who the cleanest? Who can get the most up? And who can get the highest spot? Who the craziest? You know what I mean? Crazy. Who get the cleanest spot? So, you know. All the crews, they eager out here. They're like, well, we want that number one spot. We want to have the most fame. So, you know, I'll always have it in my heart. You know what I mean? I always do what I do. But at the same time, like, right now, that shit ain't make no money for me no more. So, you know.
Gotta move on.
That was me when I was young. You know, like, I still do my shit, but that shit ain't paying my bills, you know? So, I found this rapping shit. So, this got my 100%.
Can you draw, though?
I'm gonna keep it real. I wasn't a bomber. I was a mobber. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, you know, a bomber is like, you know, I don't know if you know what a bomber is.
Nah.
A bomber, you know, you see the big bubble letters. Okay. You know, the big blocks, you know, filled in. Like, a couple of the other homies, they was real nice with it, so they'll do the outline and shit. And, you know what I mean? The homies that ain't real nice with the bombs, we just go fill them in, you know what I mean? But I was a mobber, you know what I mean? Like, I was just that type to just, like, write everywhere. Damn. That's a mobber. A quick little, you see it, you go crazy, you know, throw your flare up, do all that shit.
Get done real quick.
Done. Out. You know what I mean?
Damn, I never knew that.
Yeah, like, so a bomber will catch like 2 bombs in one night, 2 big, nice pieces, and a mobber will catch like 100 spots.
Look, he's sliding
throughout the whole city. So you drop off the 2 clean, like, you know, the 2-3 clean homies that catch the freeway, do some bombs, and you'll drop off like 3 mobbers to just tear up the whole city, the signs and shit. You know what I mean?
That's you know,
but...
I never knew that shit.
Yeah, it was wicked back then, man.
I know there's a science to it, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, for
people
sure,
just
man. Like,
carelessly do it.
I feel like it's really big out here in LA and New York.
Yeah,
LA, New York. That's the biggest. From, you know, I know Europe be doing this shit. I used to, you know, I study my shit. You know what I mean? They be hitting them trains and shit too. But
trains be crazy.
Yeah. But I never really did all that crazy shit. The craziest shit I did was just run across the freeways and shit. I'll hang around in the center and shit.
Nah, bro.
I swear to God, bro. But man, my crazy homie.
You used to run across the highway into the middle thing.
Yeah, the
like
center
3-4 lanes.
Yeah, you gotta sprint, bro. You gotta time it right.
So you praying Frogger, like.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. Yeah, for sure. Why you got like 4 cans on you or 2 cans on you, whatever.
Trying to get that little spot right there.
So you know when you cross under the bridge, you know you got the little pillars. You trying to catch those or the signs on the back of them, you know. So
bro, I be wondering how did they even get there to be able to do this?
You literally on the side of the freeway just waiting for an opening. As soon as you see that opening, you better sprint full throttle, bro. You better not trip. You better not fuck up. You got one chance to make it across. Because after that, if you fumble it, you done. You know what I mean? That's how dedicated we were, though. You know, that's
ever seen somebody fumble it?
Nah, but I heard it. I heard of it. You know what I mean? You know, yeah. You know, they fumbled it. I'm not gonna lie. The last time I ever did that, I fumbled it, so I stopped doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. On God, like, you know, I did my shit, boom, boom, boom. But you know, I was waiting there like good 10 minutes. There was no openings. But the way the freeway was, is it curved. So where I was, there was a curve. I didn't really see the other end of that curve.
Damn.
So like,
I know somebody came flying through.
Man, Range Rover. I still remember it to this day. Black Range Rover. He was zooming. I did my thing, man, and man, that boy was flying, bro. I thought that was it. You know what I mean?
Nah, G shit.
So, you know, I put that motherfucker on gear, man. You know what I mean? I was like, look, this my time right here, or I give it my all. Like, I'm fighting for my life right here. So I swear to God, bro, like from the end of this table to the end of that table, like I felt the wind. Like
that close, bro.
Close, bro. He was just honking. He can't stop. He's going like 80.
Yeah, I can't.
So he's just like for the whole time, and like, man, bro. After that, I literally jumped on the side right there on the bushes and shit. Man, I looked up and I was like, this is the last time I'm ever doing this shit.
I gotta chill out.
No more freeways, but I fuck around, still do some shit, you know what I mean? But there, you know, there's really a lot of shit behind this, like graffiti shit, you know what I mean? Like, and you know, even when it came to like, you know, people tripping and shit, we was in the hood and shit doing our thing. So it's like, at the end of the day, we know the code, you know what I'm saying? You know, you gotta tap in always, you know what I mean? You gotta know where you can hit up and where you can't, you know what I'm saying? You know, like I said, like I was raised on, you know, you give respect if you want some, so you always got to be aware. You can't go riding in somebody's neighborhood like that.
I promise you, I never thought of graffiti like that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying freeways. Freeways is more like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody really walking through there. That's not really like, you know
something
what I mean?
you do on the regular.
Type shit. Or billboards too, yeah. But my boys did in billboards and shit. That's too crazy. I don't do all that.
That's sure. I know that you speak on a lot of Mexican matters. You know what I'm saying? That's going on in the community. Where do you get that courage from? Because I know a lot of guys may want to say it but can't say it. You know what I'm saying? So where do you get that courage from to speak up a lot?
Man, it's like, it's in me.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, like, I got a lot of heart, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm going to speak on my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I have a platform. Anybody that has a platform and you can do something good or speak for people that can't speak that loud enough.
You should.
What you scared of? You know what I mean? Like, you know, I get the threats. I get the haters. I get the messages and shit like that. Like, that's what come with it. You can't be great and not have threats. Ever. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like a lot of people with platforms, artists, influencers, whatever they are, like, they know they have that power to do that and to help influence the change. But I feel like they scared of the repercussions.
Always.
You know what I mean? Like, I ain't got no fear in my heart, bro, especially when it comes to my family or my people. So it's just like, don't get it twisted. I'm not one-sided on shit. Like, I got love for all my people, you know what I mean? Like, it's not even like that with me, bro. If you know me personally, you know, like, I got love for anybody. But at the same time, you know, I am Mexican, and like, I feel like every other Mexican, like, we real strong on our culture, bro.
For real though.
Yeah, like we don't play about that shit.
I think that's for real.
Yeah, especially how I was raised, you know, like,
you speak on that a lot in your music too.
My family's paisa, bro. Like, you know, my family really from, you know, Mexico. So it's like
real.
Like, man, bro. Like, I used to be a little kid and my mom and dad didn't want to drive when it was dark to pick me up because they didn't have a license. Now they legalized it. They can get a license now. But back then when I was younger, they were like, yo, we're not picking you up when it's dark. You know what I mean? So I had to catch the bus home all the time. Like, I didn't want to risk that for my family. Because if they were to got, not always, but if they get pulled over, there's a big chance of them, if the cop really a dick, he could really call ICE and deport them.
Crazy shit, yeah.
I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It was tricky, bro. Like, it was real hard. Like, my pops and my moms were working at warehouses. You know what I'm saying? ICE was coming through, deporting everybody. Bruh. You know? My parents barely, like, slipping out that motherfucker. Like, it was risky, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we've been through so much, man. And like, I feel like my people do so much for this country, bro. And I feel like we just like so like unrecognized. You know what I mean? Like, we really the backbone of this shit. Like, I feel like if all Mexicans in the US took one day off of work, one day in the whole US, all Mexicans take one day off work, you gonna see how this whole country collapse, bro.
Nah, for real.
You know what I mean?
A lot of shit gonna go down.
Yeah, bro. We the ones that do what nobody would do. You know what I mean? Like, we do so much, man, and I just feel like, you know, I don't feel like we should be treated as number one and the best, and you know, I feel like everybody should just be treated equally. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So when my people ain't getting treated equally, so I just have to speak on that. You know? So I feel like that's my job, bro. Like,
it's fast, and a lot of people respect you for that too. You know what I'm saying? I
appreciate that, like. But, you know, don't get it twisted. It come with a lot of hate, especially from your own.
It come with it.
Bro, I'm telling you, man, I'll be speaking on shit, trying to defend my people when I got my own people on me. Like, what the fuck? I'm trying to speak on us.
Everybody not going to see your way, though. Everybody not going to see it. Everybody not going to see it yet, though. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? Like, this is what I feel like. If one of us is speaking for all of us, and, like, he got a point, like, bro, just support it. You don't got to support me. Support the vision. Yeah. You know what I mean? But there's a lot. Look, bro, one thing about Mexican heritage, we got a lot of we crabs in a bucket, man. You know? We don't want to see nobody,
even our culture though, you know,
do better, man. You know what I mean? So
minorities. You know what I'm saying?
I heard the ATL be love out there. I heard everybody.
It do, bro. It's a lot of love in Atlanta, bro. You know? It's a lot of love in Atlanta.
Yeah, that's why, you know, like I said, I was trying to tap in out there for sure. You know, I fuck with it.
Nah, it's a lot of love. Since we're speaking on the culture, you know, it's a lot of controversy going on right now with the Tiger video. You know, he had
not no more, but yeah,
you know, he had to delete the video. You know what I'm saying? Because he tried to, you know, shout people out. But how do you feel about it?
I feel like he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to delete it. But I respect it. You know what I mean? Like, when I seen that, just like a lot of people from, you know, especially LA,
right?
They felt the same way that I did. So, you know, when I seen that video, you know, because when anything pops up, my fans, they're sending me shit. They're like, yo,
hey, we need you to talk about this.
We need you. Like, speak on this. Share this shit. Speak on this. I kept seeing this and I was like, hold up. All right. Before I say anything, before I do anything, before I post anything, I make sure I watch whatever they're sending me, the whole thing, whether it's an interview, a video. I do my research, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't trying to post some shit and regret it later. Like, I don't know that. You know, you have to always know what you're going to speak on. So, you know, I looked at it and I was like, all right. And I looked at it again. I looked at it like 4 times. And I was like, nah, that's not it. It's not it. You know what I mean? So I had to speak on it. I said what I said. And I know a lot of people said a lot of things too. He ended up having an interview. You know, he apologized. I know American Cholo. He do I believe he do like podcasts and shit like that. Shout out to homie. You know, I know he a big he a voice for sure. You know, shout out to homie doing his thing, man. Like, you know, I respect bro for sure. And I know, you know, he had that interview with him. You know, he was telling him like, you know, if you feel this way, like you sorry about it, like I feel like you should take it down, like, or why don't you take it down or something like that. And, you know, Tiger could, you know, he took it under consideration and, you know, he took it down and, you know, he didn't have to do that, you know, but I feel like, you know, based off everybody that I've talked to and what they've said, including myself, like, we respect that, you know what I mean? So, like, I feel like, you know, Tiger didn't have love for a whole month, like he was canceled for a whole month. But then after, you know, he owned up to that, you know, you know, and remind you, I don't feel like he meant bad. You know what I mean? I don't, but I just don't feel like he had the right people around him to guide him towards, you know.
Just a mistake.
It's just a mistake. It happens, you know what I mean? Like, ain't, you know, hard feelings, you know what I mean? So by him, you know, even him just saying, you know, I didn't even mean all that. He apologized. You know, I was like, I respect that. But when he took it down, I was like, all right, you know, I fuck with that. You know what I mean? I fuck with that. You know, love. You know what I mean? Like, cause if I was in that position, you know, I don't think I'd ever do some shit like that ever. But if I was him, you know, I would do the same thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
To show your respect.
I respect, bro. You know what I mean? So anybody saying no other shit, like, y'all heard it here. You
it kind of shows that it was an honest mistake too, you know? Yeah,
like, he didn't mean no bad for me, you know what I mean? So, you know, I just think, you know, like, if you're gonna, like, do something, and, you know, when it comes to, like, another culture, you have to have that culture there to kind of tell you how to do that, you know what I mean? Or how to, you know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't got a feature on there, you could at least throw some people from the culture on there. You know what I mean?
Feel me?
Throw some paleteros on there, some corn man or something like, you know, tamale lady right there, like, come on, man. Like, shout out her taco spot or something.
I just had some good tacos. I ain't even gonna lie. I just had some good tacos.
Best tacos out here in LA for
with
sure.
The steak with the green sauce.
Yeah.
No cap.
For sure, yeah.
Tell us how you got into rapping. How you get into music and what was the influence?
Man. I've been doing this since I was a young man in high school. I remember when I was a kid, you know, I used to bump Pac, 50 Cent,
Damn.
The Massacre.
Damn.
50 Cent, The Game, the documentary.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, and I used to bump SPM. You know, he a Mexican artist from Texas and shit. I would just hear him, dog, and I was just like, man, I like this shit. I want to be like, you know, I don't want to be like them. I don't want to rap like them, but I want to do what they do.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just started picking up that pen. I was a little kid. And then I remember I busted my first flow when I was like in 6th grade. I was probably whack as fuck, you know what I mean? And then junior high came. I was like, I didn't really do it. High school came. You know, I just was fucking up a lot. So I just like, you know, instead of like, you know, doing school and homework and all that shit, I'll just be writing in class like rhymes and shit. You know, I had my little headphone in and just writing rhymes. And then one day I was in PE and the homie was like, hey, bro, what you writing? That was when I had the little old iPods.
Yeah.
And I kept writing. He's like, what are you writing there, bro? You got a journal or something? Like, what is that shit? Is that your diary? I'm like, nah, man. You know, it's nothing like that, you know. But, you know, I was like, hey, you know, I'm trying to rap. You know, he's like, what's up? Spit that shit out. Fuck you doing? And I was like, nah, I was nervous, you know, like, you know, I wasn't confident in myself. You know, confidence takes a lot to develop.
No, for sure.
Especially when it comes to rapping, performing, and all that. So, you know, he forced me to do it, and I did it. And he was like, all right. And then, you know, as time kept going, he was just like, what do you got today? What do you got today? He kept pushing me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man,
that shit motivates you.
When I was like 16, I was at, man, bro, when I was like 16, we used to go to house parties. I was already hard by then, you know what I mean? I was freestyling like a motherfucker. Like, I don't freestyle no more, like, you know what I mean? But that was my shit back then when I was a kid. I would just freestyle. Like, I'll go to the parties and I'll just start rapping, like, and I'll tell the DJs, hey, play a beat right now. I'm going to go off. And, you know, that's how I used to get my fame when I was a little kid. I used to go to Hollywood. I saved up. I bought a little speaker with a mic. And you know, I used to go to Hollywood Boulevard. My boy Gesser, shout out my boy Gesser, man. You know what I mean? He had it. You know what I mean? He had his grandma's whip, you know what I mean?
Damn.
And, you know, we pushed out there, you know? And, you know, we set up the speaker.
What?
And I'll have like 100. I used to have like flashcards. This was back then when I used to rap on SoundCloud. I used to write my SoundCloud, my Facebook. I didn't really have a YouTube, just my SoundCloud and my Facebook. So I'll be rapping the whole time. Anybody that stopped, my boy would just be passing out the flashcards right
Follow me. Hit my boy.
Check him out. They're like, what the fuck is this? Big ass flashcard, huh? Like we're in kindergarten and shit. But, you know, I didn't have no plugs and I didn't have no money. So I was just doing what I had to do. And man, bro, it was just history from there. Like,
that shit worked, bro.
Over the years, it just started progressing. When I was like 19, I got a warehouse job. It was a pretty good job. And I was like, okay, I'm getting some paper now. I'm gonna invest this shit. So I started investing my money.
19.
Man, yeah. I was like, look, I'd rather be old and know I gave it my all than be old and know I could have maybe made something of myself. So I just started investing my little checks, you know, a little 600, a little 500. Just throw it in on the music, on the studio, on the videos. I gotta buy the beats now. And shit, we just started going viral, man. You know what I mean? We just started picking up the traffic, you know? We started going viral. Had like 3-4 hits when I first dropped them. I dropped one song, they slept on it. Second, third, fourth, fifth, it just like
did its thing.
Naturally, bro. You know?
Yeah.
So
tell me about
from there.
Tell me about you and Peso's relationship.
Oh man, shout out my boy Peso, man. He locked up right now. He about to get out.
Though.
Yeah, he about to get out this month. You know, I've been talking to him all week and shit.
That's
he
tough.
just called me today, but my phone be fucked up. I had to update my shit, man. I couldn't hear him and shit, you know. But Shout out my dog. He like, yeah, fool, I'm coming home this month. So I was like, hell yeah. I told him, I was like, look, fool, when you come home, you gotta go crazy, bro. Like, you gotta have a tour lined up. Put that pressure, and you're like, man, you don't even know what I got. Like, he was showing me some shit. You know what I mean? He got some shit in the vault for sure. You know, he about to go crazy when he get out. Mm-hmm. You know, we gonna be right there, man. Shout out my little homie Pace for doing this shit for sure. Yeah, I got like, look, man, like there's a lot of Mexican artists out here right now doing their shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, like
who's your top 5 right now? Mexican
10 years ago. Though. You said what?
Who's your top 5 Mexican rappers right now?
Top 5 like what? That I believe in or that I bump?
That you bump.
Man, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. Like, I'll be bumping, like my top 1 right now, I'll be bumping this Lil Durk.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, you know, but if you want to say a Mexican artist that I bump, shit. I ain't even gonna do that because I fuck with too many of the homies that rap. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of.
I can't do that. You know.
Okay, so name me your top 5 then. You got Durk 1.
My playlist right now. You got Durk.
Yep.
You know, I fuck with Lil Baby 42.
Okay.
Or, you know, I still bump SPM.
Okay.
For sure. And then shit. Man, I say the first person I bump the most is me, man. I'm always in the studio listening to my shit. You know what I mean? I listen to my songs like 1,000 times before I drop them. You know what I mean? So, shit, I'll say me and then Lil Durk, then everybody else. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Yeah. But shit, you know, I bump the homies coming up right now too. You know, all the Mexican homies and shit. Like, I'm gonna just shout them out one time, man. Mm-hmm. You know, I fuck with the homie Lil Weirdo. Yep. You know, I fuck with the homie Drummer, Rue, the homie Swifty, Sway. You doing this shit.
What's some stuff that you think you need when you're recording? What's some essentials you got to have?
For sure, I need some tequila.
Every time.
So, man,
need that.
I need some tequila. No, sometimes I'll be busting it out. You know, just if it's just me and my engineer, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
But, you know, like, if it's me and, like, a lot of people, like, I get a little bit anxiety, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So you like to record it just you and engineer?
Preferably, yeah. But, you know, if it's my brothers and shit, preferably too, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I need some tequila, and I need a good engineer, you know? Shout out my dog Naveed, my dog Faye. You know what I mean? Shout out Eno. You know, there's only a couple engineers I could work with.
Yeah.
Like if an engineer like way too slow or he ain't making my shit sound nice, like I just lose it, bro. Like I ain't even feeling it no more. You know what I mean? Like my tone is off. I'm frustrated. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? So
have you ever had a crazy session? Like what's one of your craziest sessions?
Man, bro, I had a lot of crazy sessions. What you mean? Shit. Sometimes, you know, like, no, I can't say all that, man. You gonna burn me out right now.
Yeah, straight up.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm playing, man.
I understand.
You know what it's like, man. Come on, man. You know.
I dig it.
You know.
Nah, for sure. Man, tell me about, you know, you met Snoop Dogg last year. How was that?
Shit, it was a blessing, man. It was a blessing. Like, I actually met Snoop, you know, like a year prior to that too.
Okay.
I was on some little show, not a little show. It was actually a really big show. It was called Rhythm and Flow. Mm-hmm. You know, I was up on there. Man, bro, I hate watching that shit. Keep it real.
Why you say that?
Man, like, you know, I was going through some shit at the time, man. Like, I was going through some health issues and shit. Like, if you see me on that show, like, you know, I'm all like, I lost a lot of weight and shit. Like, you know, I was going through some shit, man. But, you know, we back.
As we all do.
We good, you know what I mean? But I wasn't even going to go to that show, man. But, you know, one thing about me is, like, I'm never going to miss on an opportunity, no matter what I'm going through and what I feel. So, you know, I did what I did. It's all good. I don't regret it. It's all love. But, you know, Snoop was one of the judges right there. And I'm gonna keep it real. He the only judge I respected. You know what I mean? Because he kept it real with me. Like I said, like you could feel people's energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I feel like ever since I got up there, you know, Snoop kept it real with me. Like he showed love, and I could feel the love coming from him. You know, so before I did my shit and after I did my shit, he showed love, and I didn't really meet him there, but you know, I had a conversation with him through the show, and you know, they kicked me out of that round and shit, out of the show, whatever. Like, you know, I had to make it to the next round, whatever. All good. So a year after that, you know, I ended up doing a big record with Snow the Product.
Yeah.
Ovi, Nathanael Cano y Snoop. And, you know, shout out my boy Jimmy, man. You know, I don't know if y'all heard of Rancho Humilde. They yeah, like, look them up, man.
Like
those are my people right there, you know, like, they doing their thing out there. I mean, out here, they doing this shit. Shout out Rancho, shout out my boy Chris, shout out my boy Jimmy, my boy Russo, you know what I mean? Like, it's my people right there, you know what I mean? Like, that's family right there. So, you know, Jimmy had hit me up. He like, look, I got a record. I need you on it. I was like, all right, I got you. You know, I did my thing. And he's like, look, I got so-and-so on it. And he ended up getting everybody on it. He built that record up.
That's live.
So he's like, look, we're doing a music video. I need you to come out. I was like, yeah, I got you. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, we met right there. I did my shit, you know. And after the music video, you know, Snoop had came up to me. He was like, man, he was like this. He like, you was spitting on that motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like, you know, I cherish that shit. Like, you know, Snoop a living legend. Dr. Dre, Snoop, you know what I mean? They living legends. So appreciate them while they're here. So, you know, I'm glad I got to experience that moment, you know.
Me too. That's live.
Oh God, yeah, shout out to Snoop, man. So
that's real. Let's talk about the streets of LA, bro. The streets of California. You know, there's a lot of up and coming artists out here, you know, that's falling victim to the streets and you know what I'm saying? RIP to them. But what do you think is the controversy? What do you think, you know what I'm saying, is the reason?
Reason for what?
So much of the all right, we just the act on wild, like the upcoming artists, they banging now. Like you got
nah.
You know
they ain't all banging. They with the business, but they ain't all banging.
See, that's different. See, Atlanta lingo, or I might say banging. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they're just getting after it.
Oh, okay.
So banging out here mean, you know,
gang banging.
Yeah, okay, so banging out here just mean you know, I'm on that. Like come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with a lot of them doing that, you know what I'm saying? Is it like the music, or you know, it's just the influence, or that's what's just going on? Because you know, in Atlanta, that's kind of how it is. Like,
so say the question one more time. As far as banging, like. They banging like in the streets, like they making noise.
Yeah, like, you know, and some have passed away. Like, these streets is crazy right now. How do you think we could, you know, how you think you can stop it? How you think you can clean it up?
Man, I'm gonna keep it real, bro. You can't stop it. Like, there's no stopping it. Like, you want to be a rapper, it don't matter where you at. Like, you have a target on your back, always. You know what I mean? Like, only thing I could suggest is just watch how you move. You know, watch how you move and watch who you trust and watch. Don't be sharing on the location with no bitch, no nothing.
You know sticky, boy.
Shit, yeah, don't share location with nothing, but maybe even your only your mama. You know what I mean? But don't be giving out where you at. Don't bring nobody back to the crib. Don't post your car. Don't post where you be around. Don't post where you be eating. That's all you could do, man, because this shit ain't never gonna stop.
Yeah.
The streets ain't ever gonna stop. So, you know, you just have to learn and just adjust to this shit. You know what I mean? So that's all I could suggest, you know. You
do a lot of storytelling in your raps. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Lost Soldier.
Yeah, Lost Soldier, yeah. Born in the System for sure. Like, I feel like that's a big weapon that I got, but I feel like I don't do it enough. But
nah, that's a weapon for sure.
Yeah, I got vivid. Look,
you can get vivid.
Yeah, bro, like this album I'm about to drop, like it's gonna do its thing for the summer, but man, I got some shit after this. Yeah, you gonna hear nothing but storytelling on it. You got skits, all that shit. Like, man, watch. One day I'm gonna work with Joyner, for sure. I'm gonna work with him one day. Let me just perfect my craft. You know what I mean? But I feel like my storytelling is what really gonna take me to the next level, for sure. Because I feel like
you get real with it too, bro.
Yeah, that's a big weapon I got that a lot of people don't have. A lot of people can't really storytell. Storytelling is a different story, bro.
It is, bro.
You're not rapping no more.
Exactly.
You an author. I'm
putting something together,
and you got to rhyme at the same time. Like,
at the same time,
it's like 10 times harder.
Got to sound good.
Yeah, no, but it's like natural with me. Like, I don't even know why I haven't pushed that shit. But you know, you gonna hear a lot more soon.
We need that. Oh
yeah, it's coming for sure. Yeah, it's gonna be hard. Legendary. Like, Man, I got a lot of stories, bro. A lot of stories. So much. And man, I'm gonna give motherfuckers the goosebumps when you hear my shit. Watch. Yeah, you're gonna be like, God damn, this fool's so hard. Like, watch, man. Like, watch. We gonna come for sure, man. Like, we gonna come heavy.
That's real.
Worldwide.
For an artist who wants to, coming up, if you can give them some advice, what would you give them?
Man, just keep pushing, man.
Mm-hmm.
You got to stay dedicated. You got to stay dedicated, and you got to invest in yourself, time, money.
Sure.
I know sometimes you fall in love. You know what I mean? You fall in love. You got your shawty. You know what I mean? That's gonna take up a lot of your time. Sometimes you gotta learn when to say no. You gotta put your foot down. I gotta do what I gotta do.
For real.
Sometimes the homies be having, a couple of homies have kids and shit. You know what I mean? It's harder too when you got loved ones and kids, so there's a lot of sacrifices you have to make when it comes to this rapping shit. So if you really want to do it, you're going to have to make a lot of sacrifices. So if you ain't willing to make them sacrifices, don't even start, my boy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because it's all going to be worth nothing. So there's a lot of sacrifices that come with it. Your freedom, your image, your family time, your girl, seeing your kids as much. You got to tour. You got to go everywhere, so.
It's a job. It's a job.
I feel like people just want to rap, but they don't really know what come with it.
It look good.
It just look good. They just want the money and the respect, but they don't know what come behind it. They don't know everything that come behind it.
What you think was the worst part of the process? What was the part that you didn't like the most?
Shit. Losing people I thought I loved.
Damn.
Yeah. Like, man, I thought I loved you. Like, why you do that?
Yeah.
Why you do that to me?
You didn't even have to do that.
You didn't even have to do that. I had plans for us.
It was great.
You know what I mean? I had a vision. Like, you didn't even have to say all that or do all that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry I ain't been around as much. I'm just getting busy doing my thing, but I never forgot. But, that's just, like I said, there's a lot of sacrifices that come with it. But the world gonna always stick around. Everybody you seen in this room and shit, like, it's nothing but real ones. You know what I mean? They've been here since day one. So
that's real.
They're one of the last few.
Only the strong survive.
Only the strong survive. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it be like that.
Hey, man, we appreciate you coming out here, man. We, inviting us into your spot, man, and, rocking with you. We behind you. We appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Your shit real authentic, bro. You know what I'm saying? We fuck with
love, for sure, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, love. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming out. Love.